bosses, how are you all? Thank you very much for coming back to my channel, and if this is the first time you are here, then thank you very much. I'm really happy you found us. And in today's video I'm going to talk about titles and subtitles for your low content books. I have developed a way to make my titles and subtitles that works very well for me. Other people might have a different system, and if it works for them, that's fine. I can only really tell you from my own experience what I do, and I hope that works for you. Try it out, see if it works. I hope it does. And the way I do it is this. For me, a title is the name of your book, and I try and keep it as short as possible. I don't put too many keywords in there. I don't keyword spam the title, which a lot of people do. And what I do then is I use the subtitle to explain the title or to explain the content of the book. So the subtitle can be a bit longer, and I try to use keywords that will attract the buyer or that Amazon will index for my book. The title has to be the same as on the cover, and I'll show you some examples in a minute of how people do that. If your title is too long, or you don't want to put the title on the cover because maybe you have a lovely design that you don't want to cover with letters or with a label, you can always put the title on the spine of the book. And I don't really do that. I've never really put my titles on the spine, and that is because when I design the book cover, I find it very difficult to put the title on the spine because the spine is quite narrow, and some of my books are not very thick. They haven't got that many pages, and for you to be able to put the title on the spine, you need a minimum of 130 pages for your book. And some of my books are just over 100 pages, so it's very difficult for me to put my titles on the spine. But if you have a book that's larger, that has more pages, then you can put your title on the spine, and that can be very useful if you have a cover with a beautiful picture, with a photo or an image that you don't want to cover with words. So let's have a look at some examples, and I'm going to look at a very popular niche, which is the Llama niche. So here we have a Llama notebook. I typed in Llama notebook, and this is a lovely example of a nice cover, no drama Llama. What can I say? So they have the title on the front of the cover, and it's okay, it's not covering anything important. And what have they done with the subtitle? So they called the title No Drama Llama. Now, does that include keywords? Yes, it does. It includes llama. Llama is a keyword that, because llamas are very popular at the moment as a design, people are looking up llamas. So there's one keyword for you. The no drama has really no relevance. That is just the name of the book. But then what they've done is they added a subtitle, which is light blue llama alpaca notebook, and then in brackets Llama notebooks. So instantly you have a really good keyword, which is Llama notebook or alpaca notebook. And this is quite clever because some people don't know the difference between a llama and an alpaca, and alpacas are very popular as well. In fact, I think this is an alpaca and not a llama. There's something about different ears. They have different ears. So this is a lovely example of how they've done this right, because they use a short title and then all the keywords that you need are here. Light blue llama alpaca notebook. You don't need to put the size of the book, which some people do. You don't need, what else can you say about a notebook? If anybody wants to buy a Llama notebook, they will find this, and this will be exactly what they're looking for. I'll show you another example. Now this one here, what's the difference between this one and the other one? Well, first of all, the title is great, short. Cornell Notes Notebook, and it's on the cover here. So exactly what they should be doing. And the subtitle is Pretty Cornell Note Paper Notebook. Cute, large, college-ruled, medium-lined journal note-taking system for school and university, Peruvian alpaca and cactus llama print. I can see so many things wrong with it. I mean, they are selling. They've got 11 ratings. Let's have a look at their BSR. They're ranking 191,000 in books, so that's pretty good. So they are selling. So I can't really criticize it too much because they have put a lot of keywords in here. But let me tell you something. Pretty is okay to put in. I'll tell you why. Because the title and the subtitle is also the first thing that people see. And if a buyer reads this and they see the word pretty, instantly they are attracted to it. It makes it more positive. It makes it, you're selling it. You're selling them the notebook and you're telling them that it's pretty. So that is okay. You know, I wouldn't put it in the title, but in the subtitle, words that are positive, that describe the book, and I told you that titles are a description or an explanation of the book, that is okay because it is a pretty notebook, and some people might be looking for pretty notebooks and they might type that in here, and that is your keyword right there. But let's have a look at the rest of it. Pretty Cornell note paper notebook. Now you don't need to repeat that because you already have notebook here. Why put it in the subtitle? So I don't understand that. Notes and note, Amazon will index notes and note as the same word, really. So there's no reason to repeat that. There's no benefit. Cute. Cute, yes, you could have pretty cute. It's okay, you can leave that in. Large, yes, you could leave large in because it describes the book. College-ruled, medium-lined journal note-taking system for school and university. It doesn't read very well. It seems too long. And it's good that they've got keywords in here, because the other thing I will tell you is that, you know, you have the back-end keywords, the 7 keyword slots that you fill out. Amazon rates these above the 7 keyword slots. So this is more important than the back-end keywords. If you can put keywords in the subtitle, that will rank better than the keywords in the back-end on the 7 keyword slots. So this isn't a bad idea. You know, it just doesn't read very well. I would maybe rewrite this so that it reads better, that it's easier to read. Note-taking system for school and university. It's a notebook. A notebook, note-taking system, I don't know. We know what a notebook does. It's for taking notes. It's not really a system. But okay, for school and university, I don't think anybody types in notebook for school or notebook for university. Maybe they do. Maybe I should look into that. But it's too long. We need to make this shorter. Maybe there's other keywords that you can use. The other thing, Peruvian, alpaca and cactus, it doesn't matter where it comes from, whether it's a Peruvian alpaca. Nobody is going to type that in there. But definitely have alpaca and cactus llama in your keywords here, because, as I said, people will look for a llama notebook. I would have made the subtitle something like Pretty Alpaca Cactus Llama Cover Notebook for School and University. Something like that. I would look to see if school and university is something that people are looking for, and if they do, then I would include that. So I would just keep it a bit more concise. There are a few words that are repeated, and that's not necessary. What other example have we got? Now here's a really good example how you should avoid some things. Now this one says black paper sketchbook, And I like that. I like that they've put it on the cover, but they haven't put it horizontally. They've put it vertically. And I think that's quite a nice design. And yeah, it's a good design. This design stands out when people browse through all the Llama notebooks. And they called it Black Paper Sketchbook, which is great. It's exactly what this book is. But then they put the size in, and I think I read in the Amazon guidelines that you are not supposed to put that in the subtitle. It's irrelevant because that comes up in your product details. The product details already include how many pages, the sizes, so you don't really need to put that there. Then they have large Llama sketchbook with black pages. That's great because it explains exactly what this notebook is. Sketchbook for use with gel pens. Very good idea to put that right in the title because sometimes people don't realize what they're buying. Not many people read this description, and this makes it completely clear exactly what this book is. So this is a really good example. Reverse color sketchbook. So anything that you can put in the subtitle that explains the notebook is great. Now, sometimes you will say, well, I come across notebooks or books on Amazon that haven't got the title on their cover. How is that? Well, first of all, maybe they've got it on the spine of the book. And if you've got a book that's over 130 pages thick, then it's easy to do that. It's a bit more tricky if it's a very thin book, but you can put it on the spine. And the other reason is, I don't know if you remember that KDP used to be called Create Space, and Create Space was less strict with titles and subtitles. So people used to really spam the title and subtitles. They used to have really long, I think maybe if I can find one, I'll show you an example. Let's go on Llama Notebook. I'm sure we can find something. Oh, and if you want to just find KDP notebooks, like for example, I think this is a hardcover, so we know this isn't KDP, so we don't really want this in our results. So if you want to look up anything that's just KDP, when you type in your search, type in independently, and then your results will only be KDP. So these are all the books the same as the ones that we're producing. So all these examples will just be KDP. So let's have a look if I can find something that I think has been published on Create Space, because they have a lot of keywords in there. I think this looks like something that might have been produced in Create Space. It was published in July. I think this was KDP already. But can you see how many keywords they have? Cornell Notes, Notepad, Cornell Notes Pad, Cornell Notes Book, Note-taking Notebook. I don't think Amazon would accept that now. So I don't know. It's irrelevant. It really doesn't make sense to have all these repeated words in your subtitle. This one's quite good. Dot grid notes, which is a bullet journal, but we're not allowed to use bullet journal. It's trademarked, so we can call it a dot grid journal or dot grid notes. They're quite popular. And then they've niched down Purple Llama, Alpaca and Cactus Notebook for professionals and students, teachers and writers. So that's quite good. They didn't have to put the number of pages, so that is a no-no. So this is a really good one. No Problema Handwriting Notebook. Back to school. This is a really good keyword. Cute, no drama llama, kawaii style handwriting practice. Kawaii is another really good keyword because it's the style of design. You may have heard of manga or Japanese sort of comics. Kawaii is a cute version, and it's a very popular keyword. So have a look at that. And what else can we say? This one again, so many things that are, let me just check and see if it was published on CreateSpace, because it does look like it's a CreateSpace one. It says independently published. Maybe they just got away with it, but you will see that a lot of these very long titles and subtitles are usually published a while ago, and in those days KDP wasn't as strict as they are now. I think now it would be more difficult to get something like this through. You can try though, but I always say that it's better to prevent any problems than to try and fix problems. If you can avoid having any problems in the first place, that's always a lot better than trying to fix problems after you've created them. So it's best to do it the right way. So I hope this has helped you. This is a little bit about titles and subtitles, and if you have any questions, please put them down in the comments. I try and answer all of them if I can. And you can also join our Facebook group, which is the Home Boss group, and I answer questions on there as well, and we all help each other. And the other thing I want to ask you is to please subscribe to my channel, because that really helps me to produce more videos. And I love it when people ask me to produce different videos, because then I know exactly that I'm helping you with questions that you have. So thank you so much again, and I'll see you in my next video.